Hello and welcome to the lesson. You may be wondering why I've displayed these two pictures. That's because in today's lesson we'll be comparing the two most frequently used graphic formats. On the left you can see a JPEG image of phone booths. On the right there's a GIF logo of the Android operating system. I'll switch to Photoshop to show you what options the JPEG format has. I'll click the Save for Web option in the File menu and select JPEG from the list. The JPEG format uses the so-called lossy compression. The level of compression can be adjusted using this slider. To achieve the highest compression, move the slider to 0. As you can see, the quality of the picture decreased dramatically, especially the text over here. After the compression, the text is blurred. I'll switch back to the browser, where you can see 3 pictures that I exported from Photoshop. The left picture has a minimal compression, but a large data size. The middle picture has been exported with the quality set to 75, which decreased its size significantly. The right picture was exported with maximum compression. You can tell that the quality of the image is poor. For a standard website, I'd choose the middle photograph because it offers a compromise between image quality and size. Of course, if you're running a website that specializes in photographs, you should always use images of the best possible quality, no matter what their size. Generally speaking, you should always consider the purpose of the images. Let's look at the right picture again. Always keep and archive the original file because there's no way to recreate a high-quality photo from this. The JPEG graphic format is a typical example of lossy compression. In contrast, the GIF format represents what's called lossless compression. Notice that we're at the winzip.com website. We're here because I'd like to explain the term lossless compression as clearly as possible. The GIF and zip formats work on very similar principles. If you zip your document, you can always unzip it easily to get the original file. I'll switch back to Photoshop, where I have the Android logo prepared. Again, I'll select the Save for Web option. Over here in the list, I'll set the image format to GIF. As you can see, at the moment, our palette only includes white and 3 shades of green. The biggest limitation of the GIF format is probably the number of colors. Altogether, you can use 256 colors with the GIF format. That's the reason this format is mostly used for simple graphics, like company logos. If you use this file format, the total file size will be very low. To give an example, this Android logo takes up only 5 kilobytes. Unfortunately, it's practically impossible to use this format for photographs. Now I'll switch to the apple.com website because I'd like to show you one more graphic format. I'll right-click this image over here and use the Inspect Element tool. As you can see, Apple uses the PNG format for these pictures. We'll be talking about this file format in the next lesson. Right now, I'll just tell you that PNG is a modern graphic format which continues to replace GIF images. To finish off, I'd like to show you some typical mistakes people make when deciding which format to use. Here you can see 2 logos of Intel. At first glance, you can tell that the left JPEG logo with high compression didn't end up very well. You should always use GIF for such simple logos. In contrast, the second picture shows the advantages of the JPEG file format. Unlike with GIF, which isn't suitable for photos at all, this is a high-quality image with beautiful colors. As I've mentioned before, the biggest problem with GIF is the limited color palette. That's the reason the photo looks terrible. However, a completely different situation occurs when it comes to taking screenshots. In that case, GIF is an excellent choice because JPEG isn't really suitable for texts, especially when you use higher compression. In short, JPEG is meant for photos and not for such simple images. We could really say that the worst cases are texts displayed in JPEG. Here you can see a GIF animated countdown. We'll be talking about animations in the next lesson. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll look forward to seeing you the next time.